Donald Trump laced into, yet again, Jim Acosta from CNN during one of his latest COVID-19 pressers. Let's watch.
What do you say to Americans who are upset with you over the way you downplayed this crisis over the last couple of months? We have it very much under control in this country. The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. It's going to disappear. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. March 4th, we have a very small number of people in this country infected. March 10th, we're prepared. We're doing a great job with it. It will go away. Just stay calm. It will go away.
Perfectly great question. He was not very happy with that question.
What do you say to Americans who believe that you got this wrong?
And I do want them to stay calm. And we are doing a great job. If you look at those individual statements, they're all true. Stay calm. It will go away. You know it is going away. And it will go away. And we're going to have a great victory. And it's people like you and CNN that say things like that, it's why people just don't want to listen to CNN anymore. You could ask a normal question. The statements I made are, I want to keep the country calm. I don't want panic in the country. I could cause panic much better than even you. I could do much. I would make you look like a minor league player. But you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to have our country be calm and strong and fight and win. And it will go away.
Who says that? Who says I can cause panic better than you can, or I can cause chaos better than you can? Like, we made a joke about this earlier, because he'll say that on almost any issue. I could make oranges better than you can, or I could make orange juice better. I could make cars better than you can. I could make it better than anybody can, right? And I was kidding around a couple of months ago saying, like, if a murderer came up to him and said, oh, I'm great at murdering, he'd be like, I can murder better than you. And he did. He just said, I can create chaos better than you, right? Who brags about that? God, you're so stupid. But also, Acosta's asking him about his own quotes. Mm-hmm. So if Trump left it at, hey, listen, I didn't want to cause panic. I knew that wasn't exactly right. I knew that the scientists weren't saying that, but I really, really didn't want people to panic, and I wanted them to remain calm. So I hope people understand. I say, okay, I get it. It wasn't ideal, but I totally get it. But he can't help himself. So he says, I didn't want to cause panic. Then he adds, every one of those statements was true. No, it didn't go away like a miracle. That wasn't remotely true. Another statement that Acosta didn't read was, at one point in that same timeline, he said, there's 15 cases and soon there'll be 0. Now there's 2,800 cases. And he's saying, well, if we get to 100,000 or 200,000, that'll be considered a success. So what happened to 0, you liar, you incompetent buffoon? What happened? Why don't you answer the question? No, it hurt your feelings. Oh, no, you're being snarky. I don't like you. It isn't about you.
Yeah, and he's been vicious to reporters who ask relevant questions, especially if those questions contain things that Trump has said in the past that makes him look bad. And look, I think that there needs to be a broader debate in the journalistic community about the responsible way to cover these pressers. I personally don't think carrying these pressers live makes any sense. Now, he's not a typical president who's interested in sharing or relaying accurate information in the middle of this pandemic. He's using this as a way to rally and to win his reelection. So he's lying to the American public about which drugs are effective in treating coronavirus, how many tests are out there, how many ventilators are out there. He's putting out ridiculous conspiracy theories about hospitals allegedly hoarding their medical supplies while simultaneously pretending like they're experiencing a shortage. He's nuts. He's nuts, and he's a public safety danger, risk. And so instead of covering it live, I think you should cover his presser, no question. But covering it live without real-time fact-checking is insanely dangerous. And I think that they should record it, chop up the relevant stuff that people need to know, and then, and obviously share it and broadcast it with their audiences. And then the second part is you got to do fact checking when he's misleading the American people.
Yeah. The key here is unapologetic fact checking. Yes. I remember CNN during the debate said, this is so important, we're going to hire a fact check, or we're going to work with a fact checking organization. You're a news organization. You should be able to do fact checking. We do fact checking. You could do it on your own. It's not that complicated. So when the president says things that aren't true and it's about silly politics, I think you should fact check him anyway. But I guess it's optional if you're a news organization, even though that makes no sense. But in a situation like this, where people's lives are on the line, it's not optional, because you're almost taking on the liability along with Trump in misleading people if you do not correct his misstatements. And at a bare minimum, there's different categories, right? If he says we're handling this great, that's his opinion. It's not remotely true, but it's not a thing you could fact check because it's just his opinion. You could give facts about how he has not handled it great, but that's one category. A second category is his wild, insane conspiracy theories. Anna alluded to one of them. He's like, during one of these press conferences, he said, I think they're taking the masks out the back door of the hospitals. No one's ever reported that. He just made it up. He's a conspiracy theorist, lunatic, etc. But does CNN or any other news organization know at that point there's definitively no one ever taking a mask out the back door of a hospital? No, they don't necessarily know that. But I would come out and say no one has ever reported that. We don't know where the president got it from. And then finally, the third category is things that he is definitively not telling the truth on. We have enough ventilators. That is not true. There are governor after governor showing that, asking that for more ventilators. They do not have enough. There's doctors and scientists that have estimated the number of ventilators needed and say we don't have enough. Same with masks, same with test kits. These things are provable. We're doing testing as well as any country. That is not true. We're testing among the lowest in the world. South Korea tests nearly 1,000 times more than we do. Things that are provable must be shown on air. If he says, hey, there's this miracle drug, might be the greatest drug ever, which he talked about it in one case, you've got to come on air and say that is not true. The FDA has not approved that. It is experimental. Do not in any way, shape, or form take that drug yet. You have to say that, otherwise people's lives are in danger.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.